Yo, what's going on? What's happening? So, the story took place this past Saturday, this past weekend. You know what I'm saying? They found a 30-year-old woman, mother of 6, dead in Atlanta Park. Kalia Park, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? And there's no witnesses. You know, they haven't found the killers, of course. And that's it. That's it. Now, how I found this out was I went to Channel 11 News. You know, they have a YouTube channel. So I'm looking at the story and something told me, yo, man, just go ahead and read the comments. So I went down and, you know, scrolled down the comments and I read a couple comments. One that stood out to me, like, it was very disturbing, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm not going to read it verbatim, but the person was like, yo, man, you know, they started naming like different parts of Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? The hoods of Atlanta. And they were like, yeah, you know, such place, this, that, and so forth. We find dead bodies, you know, out in the bushes or behind the woods or whatever, in the woods or whatever, all the time. And it's crazy because it's like, yo, when did we get to the point where we normalize stuff like this? You know, it's as if they were talking like this person that put the comment in the comment section of that video with the mother of 6 that died, is as if she or he was talking about like a deer on the side of the road. Or a raccoon, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that nobody's really talking about this. And this is not the first story that I've covered where a black woman, mother of 4 or 5 or whatever, have died, been killed. But it's nothing. It's nothing to America. But if one of their non-black women or little girls were kidnapped, you'll hear, boo, Amber Alert, Amber Alert. I get tired of that mess. I'm going to shut my phone off and I can't even do it until I open up the text that they send me. And in the text, I get a brief description of the little girl or the non-black little girl or the non-black woman that was kidnapped, and then she was kidnapped and taken away in a car. I got the car, the make of the car, the model, the license plate, and all of that. And some of the times they find those little girls or those little women, women, non-black that is, alive. But when it comes to our mothers, our daughters, our sisters, our, as the South say, aunties, they find them dead in a park. And that's crazy to me, man. How it's gotten to the point where, nobody cares about our black children. Nobody cares about our black women. That they are on the chopping block. That's crazy to me. You know, at one point in time, and I know the violin is going to start playing because y'all don't like to hear me say in the 90s and this and that, so forth. That's when I start getting the old head joint. But that's cool. I'm fine with it. But back in the days, we had somewhat of honor amongst thieves. That's because of the fact that most of the criminals back in the days in the 90s, you know, they were fascinated and in this whole trying to live out to be a mafia, you know, part of the mafia, or you know what I'm saying, or be a Scarface, you know what I'm saying? So in Scarface, the movie, and the mafia movies such as Godfather Part 1 through 3 and Donnie Brasco, the mafia always went by this thing of no women and no children. So in the 90s, if you were out there with your mom or you was out there with your children or whatever, if they knew of your children being at a certain school or whatever, they wouldn't touch your children or your mom. But nowadays, all bets are off. That is, anyone can get it, especially black women. Because, see, through our music, we've devalued and also dehumanized the black woman. And it's a shame. We turned her into something that not all black women are, which are loud, whores, disrespectful, dishonest. But this is what we taught America through our music. You want me to go there? You want me to sing some of the songs or some of the lyrics that we sing oftentimes? I got hoes. I got hoes in different area codes. Beat the pussy up, beat the pussy up. I could go on with it. And we don't hold, we go down to adolescence. It's not like we're talking about older women, because I can hit some R&B songs with you too. You may be young, but you're ready to learn. Mr. Keith Sweat, man, for real. What were you talking about? What are you willing to teach a young woman now that she's ready to learn? I want to know that. Or what about this? Adolescence. Listen to this. Adolescence. Backstage. Underage. Adolescence. I reply. I like to do the wild thing. Action took place. The J, the I, the M, the M, the Y, yo. I need a body bag. Do me, baby. And guess who wrote those lyrics? Mr. Busta Rhymes up in the place. True indeed. So it don't matter what age you are. You could be the youngest of the youngest to the oldest of the oldest. We've been disrespecting black women for the longest. You can't trust a big butt and a smile. That girl is poison. What else is she? Belle DeVoe. She's dangerous. Watch this. So when you hear about a black mom, mother of 6, 30 years old, deceased in Atlanta Park, the first thing, found dead, the first thing you say is, what did she do wrong? Because she had to bring it on herself. And that's crazy to me, man. Black women have been and still are being disrespected all around the world. You passport brothers, I know a lot of you motherfuckers that go down there to DR, in specific Punta Cana. And if you're not going there, you're going to Brazil. And these places where it's, prostitution is not like really legal, and neither is it illegal. You're touching girls underage, and it's not just you all, it's non-blacks too. Not only just touching little girls underage, but touching boys too. And you're coming back with a smile on your face. Laughing, saying that you had fun, knowing in the back of your mind you did some shit that was foul. I remember when R. Kelly went to jail. I said to myself, hold on, what did he go to jail for? Because let me tell you something. If he went to jail for touching little girls, girls were underage or whatever, I know boatloads of motherfuckers that should have went to jail along with him. Because I reminisce oftentimes on when I used to get out of school and there were college men in their early 20s lined up, car after car after car, waiting to pick up 16, 17-year-old girls from school. And I know what you're going to say. You're going to be like, well, shit, they shouldn't be fast and they shouldn't be fresh. These men were young adults. They knew better. But they still chose to do worse. To do the exact opposite. But this is what we do. We throw our women under the bus. And you wonder why they're finding our women dead. Some of you all have mothers. And your mother, some of you all have mothers. All of us have black mothers that's black. That's black men. Your mother looked out for you. Your mother loved you. Your mother raised you all by herself. These women are dying and their moms as well. When did it get to the point where we don't even protect our own? When did it get to the point where, oh, y'all ain't gonna like this one. When did it get to the point where black men have made a career on YouTube bashing black women? I want to know. And you wonder why they're finding, you wonder why there are over 80,000 black women missing and ain't nobody finding them. And if they, correction, when they do find them, they don't find them alive. They find their bodies and their internal organs are missing out of them. Straight up. We hold no value towards our black women. None. And I don't want to hear that shit about, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear these niggas talking about, oh, we were kings and queens and gods and goddesses. Let me tell you something. A king would always protect his queen. A god would always protect his goddess. There's no protection when it comes to the black woman. And listen, black women, I'm going to kick it to you like this. Straight up. You're on your own. You're on your own. Because if you think that the black man is going to protect you, you're sadly mistaken. You want to know why? Because he's preoccupied nowadays. Whether it's with his money, whether it's drugs, or whether he's fucking his goddamn self as far as dealing with homosexuality. So if you're looking for some type of protection from the black man, you ain't gonna get it. Oh, my fault. Last but not least, he's fucking Becky, Sarah, Susie. Those are the ones that he's wifing up. You know, the ones that I know you know them. We had them in our high school. Every fucking high school had a Becky, a Karen, a Susie, a Julie that gave blowjobs to the whole damn football team. I was giving blowjobs behind the staircase in high school. Those are the ones that he's wifing up. He'll sit here and he'll rap and he'll talk shit about how much of a whore black women are, and how much of black women that mistreat black men and all the rest of that shit. But he'll wife up that non-black chick. He'll treat her right, even though she got choo-choo trained by the whole football and basketball team. But it's okay when they do it. And it's crazy to me. We wife up and treat everybody else's women great, but ours. That's crazy to me. I know some black men that'll go out there and have children by black women and say fuck all them kids, and then go somewhere else and go treat and raise somebody else's children that's not his. And those children over there call him daddy, and they're familiar with them, more familiar with him than his own real kids. I don't consider you all as being men. How? How is it when you don't even protect your own women? How? So I encourage you women to go out there, get you a firearm, if it's legal in your city and state, and protect yourself. when the sun goes down, you need to be in the house. That's real talk. Stop with these dating apps to stop that. Because y'all getting hemmed up that way too. Just a couple months ago, they found a black woman behind a house dead. And they wound up capturing that particular man. And you know who killed her? Her date. He met her on a dating app. The mother, she called the mom, the girl that died. She called her mom and was like, yo, you know, I'm on a date with somebody. And the mother was like, listen, you take care of yourself. And that was the last time the mother heard from her daughter. Right after that, he killed her. Stop being out late in Target parking lots for you hood chicks. Stop being out late in Walmart parking lots. When you go out to the club or have drinks or whatever, make sure you're going with your girlfriends or going with your brother or someone, a chaperone, someone. Excuse me. If you go out on a date, I know they have apps now where people can track your cell phone. Make sure that your friend has it where she or he can track you and know where you're at. So say, for example, you go on the roof, Crits, and they see that you're going in the wrong direction. They can either call 911 or try to find you or something. Because don't nobody have your back. I'm telling you that. That's real talk. And nobody gives a fuck. And it's a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame that we hold no value towards our women, let alone our children. With the exception of if you have, for some men, if you have a daughter, then you got some type of love of affection for that daughter. For some men, not all. But the question that I want to ask you, for those that have a deep affection and love for your daughter or daughters, would you allow someone to date your daughters that used to be like you when you were young? Because I can tell you, I had a stepfather, and my stepfather's father was a preacher. And you know what he told me at 16? He said, sow your oats, young man. In other words, he was like, no, excuse me, let me finish it. And once you get older, you can find the right one. So basically what he was telling me is, get all the whoreness out of you. Fuck as many girls as you want. But then once you get older, you're going to have to settle down. I think, and it's so crazy, the irony of it, that most women are religious, but I think it all started with, you know, the disrespect of overall all women from the Bible. When God said he took a rib out of Adam and that Eve was supposed to be his helpmate or some shit. So now, from that point on, we looked at women in a different way. But black man, you don't supposed to be following no damn King James version of the Bible. This video ain't gonna get no views. Because if I'm not bashing black women, talking down about black women, don't nobody give a fuck. If I'm not adding towards the narrative that America spells with 3 Ks have portrayed towards black women, nobody care. I had to do this video, whether I was gonna get 0, 10, 15 views, it didn't make a difference. It's just a shame that black women are being mistreated, used and abused. And I'm not saying that they perfect, because no one is. No one is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, in defense of some of the men, some of the good men out there. You know what I'm saying? You can't, this is towards you women. You can't tell a man that you don't need a man when you need a man. In other words, what I'm saying is you can't say I don't need a man, but then when a man doesn't come to protect you, he doesn't come to your aid, then what? Like, some of you women are too masculine. And it's either you're gonna have to give up your masculine ways, or it is what it is. You're gonna have to suffer the consequences. Because nowadays, some women, not all, some women feel as though that they don't need a man. And if they need a man, they have a criteria that most men can't reach or fulfill. Which is, I want a man that has makes six figures. On the first date, I want him to take me on a yacht. I want him to take me to Ruth Chris. I want him to take me to Ireland. Like, bitch, I'm not trying to be funny, but let's just be real. The last nigga you fucked with was Taekwon. His name was Taekwon. He did a 6-year bid. The nigga took you to fucking Chick-fil-A. And you got 3 children by 3 different baby daddies. Now you want me to wife you up like that? Come on. And I'm not contradicting what I'm saying throughout this whole video prior to this. I'm just saying, there's an obligation that you have to meet as well, woman. Straight up. That nobody's perfect. So let's just come together as a family how we used to be. I'm glad that I'm talking. Because see, I've lived in different generations. And I knew how things used to be. And I'm telling you, man, here we go. I know y'all gonna be like, let's play the violins again. In the 90s, man, let me tell you something. Let a motherfucker had touched a woman, a black woman. Whether we knew him or not, he was gonna get laid out. Because we protected our women. We ain't play that shit. Sad, man. And it's sad because this wasn't the first and it ain't gonna be the last. That things are gonna get far more worse before it gets better. And that we're truly living in, what's that movie, Mad Max and the Thunderdome or whatever that shit is. We're living that, man. Like, lawlessness is going on. These man, cops ain't arresting people. Like, our race is doomed, man. When you fuck with the women and children, that's a race that's destined to fail. You know what I'm saying? And man can't, I mean, let's just be real. A lot of men don't give a fuck, but there are other men that are getting poked up, you know, the rear end, and they preoccupied with other men. And it's just that plain and simple. And it's fucked up to say, but it's just the truth. We are living in the last days. And I ain't a religious man. I'm just telling you, I can see it. I can see it. Straight up.